Hello to my Geminis and happy new moon in Pisces. That's right, Gemini. We made it to the other side. New moon time. That's right, Geminis. Let's get into it. Let's see what's in your cards, Geminis. Let's do it. Let us see what's in your cards, Geminis. Hopefully, you all are having a great weekend, just kind of relaxing and being in receiving and healing mode, in this new phase of your lives, right? Closing out cycles in love is what I see. Let's do it. First card out of the deck is the Seven of Wands. Here we have the Two of Wands. Here we also have the Five of Swords, the Ten of Wands. We also have the Knight of Wands and also the Judgment card, right? Yeah, so I definitely see you breaking cycles, chains, and curses. The Judgment card connects us with Pluto. Here we have the Seven of Wands. Here we also have the Two of Wands, which is the Nine of Wands. Now that you're in the light about some things. And we have the Knight of Wands and Ten of Wands. See how this person is on a horse getting away from something? So it's just saying there's two types of situations in particular you need to get away from. And those are energies that are selfish, attention seeking, or they're connected to those energies, right? In other words, you're getting away from energies who use their fire to spread wildfires of very hurtful things about people instead of using their fire to inspire and motivate people and add clarity and help people to find their purpose in the planet, that kind of stuff. Here we have the Two of Swords right here. So I definitely see you getting away from those types of energies altogether. I see you just kind of extinguishing the flame because either they're accusing you of judging them or vice versa. In any case, you're getting as far away from them as possible. So two prayers are about to be answered, actually. Two major prayers for somebody is about to be answered, right? So good for you. So it's saying turn around, stop looking at the past, stop replaying stuff over and over and over again. Just stop. Because, I know you all are mutable signs, and this is kind of you kind of looking back and replaying some stuff. This is a time so everybody needs to be getting some rest because something is finally over. Something is finally over. And so here's the Hermit card. Somebody is just saying, hey, you know what? I'm good enough. I'm worthy. I'm moving on. I'm not allowing something to burn me out. I'm not going to keep giving so much air to something, talking about it, overthinking it. So I'm a point of burnout. So, here we have the Page of Swords here and also the Nine of Swords, right? So when you look back at something, and just recognize that people are going through their own personal nightmares and that you are not going to hold the heavy emotional baggage of that. That's what really kind of gave somebody the steam that you needed to move on, right? So we have the Eight of Wands and also the Six of Cups. And so Source is saying stay away from those types of people fast. Just get away from them fast. Like if you around people who you feel like right in that gut area, right up under that breastplate, when you feel like, okay, this seemed like this could be a nightmare. That's not the time to say, oh, let me go investigate. Nuh-uh. Listen to that gut feeling. Listen to your intuition because that's the voice of Source inside of you. The more and more you start praying before you go into situations like, okay, Source, before I go into this job, before I accept this job, before I accept this love relationship, before I accept this friendship, Source is saying to you is when you'll know that you're I can't say sincere. You know that you've learned the lesson when you pray ahead of time. Source, show me what I'm not seeing. If I'm stepping into a wildfire, am I stepping into a situation where I'll be in survival mode? Help me to see it before I step into a blazing fire, right? So I definitely see you moving on in childlike faith. Because like I said, something is over. Something is definitely over. And, some energies either thought you were harshly judging them or, they were trying to harshly judge you, but they were definitely watching. And like I said, I feel like, and thank you to those of you all who put comments under my videos in the previous video that we had for your Sunday video. This is your Motivational Monday video, even though you may be watching it on March 10th, but it's for the 11th of March through the April 11th. So Source is saying, yeah, it's best when people assume that you are harshly judging them when you're trying to get to safety and get away from certain types of energies. If they assume you're harshly judging them, then and you already see that they could be connected to nightmares and you don't want to be a part of holding other people's emotional baggage, good for you. You would have learned the lesson. So whatever anxiety you may have been having about something is going away. It's two situations in particular. Sources that keep right on moving forward. Keep right on moving forward and operate in childlike faith moving forward. So let's see what else we got going on here, Geminis. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. Right? So any kind of I feel like if there was any kind of partnership in business and or in love, I definitely feel like that's over. That's absolutely over, because I feel like there's some energies that, like I said before, who you may have felt like they were harshly judging you, or vice versa. And so that's over. Lover's card is in reverse. And that's a good thing, because, again, if you already foresaw something that's possibly being a nightmare, you saved yourself from any, like I said, potential kind of nightmare whatsoever. And sources actually yeah, and source is actually trying to help somebody, like really, really increase your gifts. Like really increase your gifts. You don't want to be connected to energies that you felt like have it in them to harshly judge you, or you feel like you got to walk around on eggshells and friendships and that kind of stuff. That's very unhealthy. I mean, very, very unhealthy. So, and it could have put somebody in a um it definitely could have put somebody in a if somebody just felt misaligned. If somebody felt like, for you could have felt like, okay, somebody needs to love themselves better. Somebody is just like, that is not a harmonious situation. Somebody could have been entering into something that could have been a karmic situation, right? Disharmony, misalignment of values, out of balance, just a complete and total imbalance. And so it doesn't matter if you walked away or somebody else walked away. Guess what? It is a blessing. It's a blessing, blessing, blessing. And so source is saying to you, move on from something. Move on from something, move on from something. So if it was a job that you were terminated from, it's a blessing in disguise. If it's a friendship, romantic relationship, whatever it was, it's a blessing in disguise. So it's like, get as far away from that as possible. Because when you're interacting with people who feel like they're not good enough, they're not worthy, they need to be blowtorched into something or bullied into something, for you as an incredibly smart sign, that just doesn't work for you all, because you all are you're a very cerebral sign. You're very smart. You love to learn, and so for you, that's a total misalignment. Total misalignment. Y'all not even talking the same. Y'all not even speaking the same. You're not on the same frequency. I was getting ready to say speaking the same language, but I don't want somebody to think we're talking about apples and oranges. Y'all are not on the same frequency when I say not speaking the same. Like, y'all can speak the same. They could speak English, you can speak English, you can speak Mandarin Chinese, they can speak Mandarin Chinese or French or whatever. But I mean, like, y'all are misaligned. It's completely out of alignment when it comes to the types of energies that they're connected to and versus the energies you're connected to. So at first, it looks like sources say just get away from them as fast as possible, because when you feel like people need to be bullied or blowtorched into their purpose, those are the energies when you're already operating in purpose and you're trying to inspire them. At first, you feel like, okay, they gravitate towards your spirituality, because we're talking about taking action and spirituality, right? But they could be around energies that's really causing them a nightmare, bullying them, threatening them. You don't want to be a part of that. You're not carrying other people's emotional baggage. And this is you right here. People see you as down to earth and very relatable, and they're around people who talk trash about people. And so they could be sitting around like, oh my God, it's like the more and more they try to break away from something, Gemini, the more and more people try to find some dirt about you to say, this is why I don't want you connected with Gemini. And so it's a blessing for you, because your star is shining even brighter. Yep, your star is shining even brighter. And so you're still inspiring and motivating people. And here's the thing, because it's like people are like trying to box their fire in. Like people, like they're trying to box them, like they're trying to control their spirituality. They're kind of trying to control what they believe in, what they don't believe in. So they say, well, we got to find some dirt if Gemini is inspiring and motivating people. And that's why there were so many people watching you. So if Gemini is might have motivated and inspired people, we got to find who we gotta find a friend or somebody that's motivated, inspired, and that Gemini is inspiring people to find a light within themselves. We gotta find some dirt on Gemini so that people won't think so highly of Gemini. And guess what, Gemini? It's their loss, because you don't want to be idolized anyway. You already know you're not somebody's God. You know what I'm saying, Gemini? When you're saying you're not other people's God, and you don't want to be idolized, guess what? The same people that are trying to break up your friendships, trying to break up your romantic relationships, trying to break up, anything, you recognize it would have been a karmic situation because of who they're tied to. If they got to threaten people and find out dirt on people, that's a way of, well, consider yourself as very fortunate. That's an understatement. Consider yourself as very fortunate. So those people who are when I say try, they tried it with you. They tried to ruin your reputation. They hating outside of this right here. They hating outside of your vault door. They hating outside of your vault door. So now you can safely leave some people behind. Now you can safely leave some people behind because the people who were influenced by your light, right? They were influenced by your light. People were watching them. So if it was a best friend that was influenced by how Source was fast tracking you, right? They go into, y'all ever heard the Gemini? Drop some comments below. Y'all ever heard when people say, as long as people are at your level, people are like below you, they clapping at you, oh, you can do it, as long as they feel like they're inspired. But as soon as you see in their eyes, because you're not trying to be competition to anybody. Everybody is a star in their own right? And when I say that, I mean there's more than one star shining in the sky. And so you start to become a force like that. People were like, okay, they rising too quick. We got to see how we can tear them down. Let's see how we can, everybody that says, oh, have you, do you know Gemini? Gemini inspired me to go back to school. Gemini inspired me to, Gemini inspired me to go work out. Gemini inspired me to start my business, like just hanging out. And people sitting back listening. Okay, well, what's Gemini's name? They immediately go into, let's find some trash out on Gemini. But here's the thing though, Gemini, and here's your saving grace. And that's why Source is saying to you, anybody that you're going to start seeing, some of the people that used to follow you on social media, the main energies that would like add, like that was inspired by you, they being pulled away because they were sent to spy on you. You all remember when we had the King of Wands, and when you had like the lion in the background. If you all remember, first of all, if you're new to my channel, welcome, right? So I want to make sure y'all catch up with what I'm saying here. You're a hardworking person, Gemini, and a lot of people are inspired by your intellect, right? They're inspired by your greatness, and I'm not saying that to inflate anybody's ego. I'm not. I'm saying the fact that you prayed for purpose. God, what is my purpose? Why does all this stuff happen to me, God? God said, because I'm taking you on your earthly path here to how you can become a better human being for other humans, like you can inspire other people. And somebody is a serious prayer warrior. That's you. Somebody's a serious prayer warrior, and people are they are inspired by you. Here we have the Nine of Swords right here, and some people are very threatened. Some people are mad, like big mad at you. So Source is saying, hey, look, here we have the Three of Cups and the Three of Swords here, and they are commanding people to stop hanging around you. They don't want people, because they see you as a threat. They're like, okay, Gemini is moving too fast. Who is promoting Gemini? Who does Gemini know? So the sooner you can recognize that type of energy, I'm telling you, in this here we have the Three of Cups. So just be grateful that there's certain energies you're not even connected to anymore, because your wishes are being fulfilled. Here we also have the Three of Swords right here. You've already moved on from the disappointment. You're not even, Source is saying, because there's some energies that, and when you think back in your past, their whole goal was to drive you crazy. For real. Their whole goal was to drive you crazy. And they were just a nightmare in your life. It's like a person who pushes you off of a cliff. It's just you and that person standing there, and they push you off the cliff, and somehow they save you right before you almost going down, and you're like, oh my God. And they seem like, oh, and it's like, oh, but they were the one that pushed you off the cliff, right? And so it's like people creating problems in your life only to come back and act like they the one that's solving it, like this, so they can turn around and have some dirt on you and call you crazy, if that makes any sense. So yeah, Source is saying any kind of flame, because a lot of people look at the Lover's card as twin flame. Like for those of you all who were dating somebody and all of a sudden you're like, okay, something about this feels oddly familiar. Like something about, you don't know how many plants that people use people to spy on people. And I feel like somebody is saying, you know what, any kind of partnership or love situation that somebody thought about going into, because the people who were that was assigning people to watch you, they were in a situation where, okay, I'm in a survival mode situation. And so I'm kind of watching Gemini to see if we can somehow align ourselves with Gemini. But guess what? Your star is shining bright, and God is the one God is the one that's fast tracking you. And so there's definitely some energies that's, like I said, you've already moved on from the deep disappointment and the heartbreak and the nightmares. And you, like I said, you ain't even talking about, you say, let me get away from these people. I don't know what in the world. And it's a shame, because instead of them trying to align themselves with you, like, you know, I like to connect with Gemini. Gemini seem like they kind of, you know, they doing some moving and shaking. They helping people, they inspiring and motivating people. They don't see it that way, unfortunately. And like I said, sources say, get away from them. Get away from those energies. Once, like I said, as long as you levels below them, Gemini, who I don't know who somebody, it's some energies from behind, from your past, right? Some people who didn't believe that you had purpose in this world. And so at first they looking at it as like, you know, okay, I mean, you know, I want to align myself, because it looked like, you know, Gemini is kind of taking off with some things, right? Some things are happening for Gemini. They inspiring and motivating people. They booked and busy. So it's been telling you, stay away from those people. And here's the thing, because you're not afraid to inspire people. And all of a sudden for them, because they need some kind of friction to start some stuff, like they need to find trash on people. And sources like them even finding trash on you or dirt on you or even making up lies about you didn't stop you. You still moving forward. So all I can say, I'm the one that's giving y'all a hand clap, Gemini. Kudos and congratulations to you. Kudos and congratulations to you. Because they was watching every little thing that you do online. You post the post. They watching that. They watching everything. So here we have Judgment card, came out twice. Coexist, El Bobo. Here we also have the Seven of Cups, Madre Tierra. We have the Seven of Swords. Yeah. Yep. So Judgment card came out twice. But like I said, the Death card also came out. So when I tell you that you breaking cycles, chains, and curses, that's an understatement. It is an understatement. Sources say you can go ahead and close out a cycle of feeling like you were a fool, or feeling like you were played for a fool. You don't want to be a part of a circus. Somebody is the Gemini. I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody is the real deal. That I'm talking. I don't know who I'm talking to, Gemini, but somebody is really the real deal. You are a serious prayer warrior. And when you pray, things start moving and shaking in here, okay, on this planet. So when I tell you that you have said, hey, I'm a star in my own right. I don't need to be connected to certain types of energies that got to sit around and talk trash about people. And I don't want to be connected to people who are too afraid to let their own star shine. Yeah, people may feel, you know, find that offensive, but when I'm telling you, when you've been down for so long, because life has been lifing, you've lost loved ones and haven't been able to be in a safe space to grieve and mourn, when you have lost jobs, when you've lost friends, when you feel like this loss, like I said, nightmare, somebody says, listen, you're not going to put me back in the Ten of Swords. So somebody just going to have to learn how to coexist with your star. They can be mad if they want to, but here we have Seven of Cups. They sitting there. One of the reason why you're saying that some energies are not speaking the same, just, you know, they're not on the same frequency, because they were trying to tell people, trying to compare people. So now that the enemy, that would be like a best friend of yours or whatever, and people trying to lure you away from the best friend, and then they telling the best friend, you know you better than Gemini anyway. You smarter than Gemini. You know, we know Geminis. We know trash on Gemini. And that was really a scare tactic for them. So just in case you get out of line, like Gemini, because to them, they like, okay, we can't control Gemini's fire. Gemini taking off like a rocket. So they going back to the drawing board. We gonna like they gonna say, we're gonna let Gemini star shine a little bit brighter, and then when they get too big, we gonna come at them a different angle. We got to find out who they hanging around. That's what I'm telling you, Gemini, right now. Protect your energy. pray to God every situation moving forward. God, show me what I'm not seeing. Let there be an open road for wherever I'm going, because I already know what I'm leaving behind. So source is saying, here we go. They're saying that you're very strategic. And I think I mentioned this to you all before, Gemini. They're saying, oh, Gemini, they smart. They gonna make a mistake. They gonna slip up. That's what they saying. Gemini, they gonna slip up. They strategic. Aren't you supposed to have a strategy in life? That's what they're saying about you, Gemini. They saying, oh, Gemini is strategic, but we know we got trash on Gemini. Everything that they try to expose on you, Gemini, you've been able to come back, like I said before, and like, nah, I have a big heart. I love deep and I love hard, but y'all trying to come up with some made up stuff. The Moon card. Like I said, you leaving a whole lot of people in the past. You're leaving a lot of people in the past because some people are ruthless. You're going to feel very fortunate. I'm telling you, you're going to feel so fortunate that God exposed a lot of stuff that even in your own family, Gemini, remember we're this moon in Pisces, right? The moon in Pisces is really about like getting to a point where you could have been so emotionally overwhelmed that you couldn't even articulate your emotions. And unfortunately, when you are at that point where you feel so overwhelmed by just life and emotions, that's when you start maybe crying out and sharing secrets like, that's not my real dad, or that's not my real mom, or I got step siblings, or I got this or that. It's like you start sharing stuff with people from your past, and they think, and while in your moment of weakness, they start thinking, oh, okay, I got some trash I can collect. I didn't know that about you, Gemini, that kind of stuff. But guess what? You so delivered from other people's opinions of you, Gemini. I can't even, it's all I can say is congratulations to you. That's all I can say. That's sad. It's sad that people do that to each other in the human race. It really is sad. You're just leaving some stuff in the past. But see, that's going to be a lesson to somebody moving forward, because I see you having an open road. I see you sitting down and meditating. Source is about to fast track you away from some energies. Here we have the Hermit card too. Yeah. The same energies that, like I said before, Source is fast tracking you away from some energies, and reminding you both in your personal and your professional life, you've always been good enough. You've always been qualified by God. You don't need human's qualification. God qualified you. You're good enough. You're worthy. But I'm telling you, somebody should have never let that moon move into Virgo. We had a full moon in Virgo, and that's where somebody started. That's why I talk about journaling so much, because once you went back and start looking at your journal entries and you start saying, wait a minute. I keep trying to tell people air signs are highly cerebral. Y'all love to learn. I'm talking about all my air signs. Y'all love to learn. Y'all love them brains be just smoking, right? So Source is saying, yeah, when you start thinking and start journaling and going back and reading your notes, you say, oh, heck no, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. So you're definitely tapping into your strength, and and definitely feeling very fortunate to get away from certain types of energies. Because again, it was just a game. It was a part of a game. People like to sit there and gang stalk people online and watch every little thing that they're doing. And so you've already been through enough pain. 5 and 5 is 10. 3 and 7 is 10. And so you're not, like I said, 10 and 10. You've been through so much pain in your personal and your professional life. It's a shame that when you can't even be in spaces where you feel like people who warm up to you, and you come to a realization that some of the people who pray, saying they praying for you, are actually praying on you. They come under the guise of prayer. I want to pray with you. I want to pray for you. And they coming up to collect trash about you. Like, come on, like, for real, we gotta do better as a human race, for real. Like I said, your star is shining bright. You're inspiring and motivating a lot of people, and it's ruffling some feathers. That's all I can tell you, Gemini. So before you go into this new phase of your life, ask God to continue covering and protecting you. That's all I can tell you. God, protect me. Show me What I'm not seeing, if I go into a situation where I feel like it can be a danger, let me know. Somebody gonna have to really start moving like a star. Like really, really, because some people are heated, Gemini. They are mad, mad. When I tell you, I can't even, they are upset, Gemini. They try to send every plant they could possibly send to expose you and try to find some kind of get you to start talking some trash and all of that other stuff until you start saying, I need to cut some people off. I need to start sitting down somewhere and being in receiving mode of some messages that's being downloaded into my spirit. I need to stop talking so much and I need to start listening. I need to start listening to what God is telling me. Yep. So invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you seriously. Just say, I'm finally ready, God. Pursue me for real. Because when we start out with fire here, and I'm saying like you're asking it through prayer, like a simple prayer. God, help me, God. Help protect me. Give me an open road. I need to get away from some very careless and callous, some energies that y'all know what I'm saying, that really want the worst to happen to people. Here we have B. So number 1, don't drink all of life from one flower, for there are many to taste and many to explore. They could care less about the trauma that you've been through. They don't care. They don't care if you're still grieving. They don't care if you've had your heart broken. They don't care if people put, they don't care if people, put threats out there about you and try to help. They so busy creating bonfires and trying to create, toss trash on people's name when people, You have a golden blanket. You got 2 people, 2 loved ones on the other side. That's your golden blanket. They're protecting you. They are definitely protecting you, because I'm telling you, it's a shame. It's like, I saw somebody on social media and they were so right about narcissistic energy. I'm like, man, that person is spot on. I saw somebody talk about, because it's not by coincidence. Like something popped up in my Instagram reel and I was like, man, it was a guy that was talking about narcissistic energy, and he was just like, and he was telling the truth. He said, when you're in like this, when you're in a nightmare state, that's when they come. Like you could have just lost loved ones. That's when they come on the job. That's when they come from the family. That's when they come from all over, because they smell. It's like they smell the pain. They smell the hurt. They smell the disappointment. They smell the heartbreak. So yeah, you have a golden blanket watching and protecting you. But like I said, your prayer life should be increased, and replace any kind of fear with faith. But love yourself more. That's right. Love yourself more. Because when you start getting around energies that they like to see you at your lowest point, they attach to people who they feel like don't love themselves and they want to be a part of something. So it's just like, And they always catch people like this. Like I said, it was this guy that was saying online, and they would always catch people at their lowest point in life. You could have been grieving over loved ones loss, or marriage could have ended or whatever, but you are who somebody prayed for. But see, they can't be your friend. They can't love you because people got too much trash on them. So just keep it moving forward. Create the change that you want. Here we also saying somebody misses you. Somebody's best friend missed them, ex-love interest. Somebody misses you. You inspired some people, but it's not as deep as you think. Like something is not, like I feel like somebody, this is where you don't want to, kind of sort of go along with the flow. Oh my God, they miss me. And I wonder if I can, my head and heart at work. It's not as deep. Let source handle the issue. You just protect yourself. So prepare for and pay an increase in pay. Because the people that you're inspiring, you don't even understand. You have clear listening. You have the gift of clairaudience. You heard some stuff that some people were telling you. Some people don't even realize. They like, where the heck does Gemini get their gifts from? Who is telling Gemini all of this stuff? Geminis, y'all the bomb. Listen, who in the world is telling Gemini all this stuff? You get messages from all over the place. You get messages from your ancestors that died on the other side. You getting ancestors from people that's saying stuff and they don't even know they telling on other people. You getting direct phone calls from people. You watching videos. All kinds of messages are coming through. They can't even figure out. It's like everybody's just in shambles trying to figure out how the heck does Gemini know all of this stuff. Hey. Maybe if they weren't so busy demonizing your spiritual journey, they could talk to their ancestors too. But no, that's demonic as far as some people are concerned. Oh no, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But see, people always judging something until they are at that level of grief where they just like, if I could just see my loved one again, and that loved one come in that bedroom at night when they trying to rest, or they come through that dream to show them, hey, I feel I'm good on the other side. Then all of a sudden they have that from Saul to Paul energy. You know what I'm saying? So like I said before, some people that was assigned to you, they had to back up because people were watching them. They like, okay, hold on. Gemini on to something. Like who in the world is giving Gemini all this information? That's what I'm saying. It's not as deep as you think. You may think that the energy that was assigned to you is like they hate you and all this. I'm telling you, when people got enough dirt and trash on them to control them, so it's just saying, hey, you just back up, because that's an energy that really truly sees you as a threat now. So my body is a wondrous and magnificent machine. I feel privileged to live in it. That's right. Some people got some heavy stuff on some people that was monitoring you, Gemini. And then when they start saying, I think y'all kind of wrong about Gemini. They got furious, Gemini. You hear me? Furious. I'm talking about veins popping out the side of their head, furious. Like, no, Gemini legit. Gemini is good. Like, how Gemini know all of this stuff? Somebody must be telling Gemini some stuff. Yeah, your ancestors. God. So somebody says, no, you need to back away. Somebody, because that's why you were kind of, it looks like somebody was a little confused. There's 44 again. I am supported. Number 44. Your angels are encouraging you to continue your present life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come. So you got 44 here and 44 here. It's not by coincidence. Source is saying that number 4, there was some energies that was like, it's my way or the highway. I talk so much trash about them and try to burn their reputation down. And then God said, no, you won't, because they're on assignment. Talking about you, Gemini, you're on assignment. So it's like, what is it? The world didn't give it to you, so the world can't take it away. Source says the number 4 is the earth number. You're moving through your assignments here on earth. We had to get some more space here, but yeah, you're divinely protected. That's why you see this double digit right here. Like, you are supported on the other side, but you're also supported here, because there were some other energies that felt like if they couldn't get enough trash and dirt on you, Gemini, to ruin you or to control your fire, or how you inspire and motivate people, and how you add clarity to situations. Like, you all are so smart. Well, I already know, but you all are incredibly smart. Like, the way you are able to get a large amount of information and explain it to various people on different levels is just amazing. And I think sometimes you all may take that for granted, almost kind of like, well, I thought everybody thought like that. No, everybody has their own. Every zodiac sign is ruled by a particular planet. You all are ruled by, just like Virgos are ruled by Mercury, right? And so somebody could have Virgo placement in their birth chart where you are very meticulous. You read, you hear what people don't want you to hear. You hear, like, what we talking about? Clairaudience. You have clear listening. So even when people are telling you stuff, you hear what they don't think you hear. Like, if somebody else were to say, like, I hear voices, or I heard what they didn't say, or whatever, somebody would try to say that you were crazy, but you're not crazy at all. That's a gift. That's clairaudience, right? But so there's some people that they've been telling everybody all kinds of stuff, all kinds of trash about you, and only certain people believe that you haven't evolved from that, Gemini. That's why you don't even have to give any energy to it whatsoever. It's actually a blessing. And that's why I'm telling you, it's not as deep as you think, because you have convinced some people to say, like, okay, we need to back off. We need to back off because, I feel like somebody could be saying about you, Gemini, either Gemini is a freaking genius or they just that crazy. In either case, hey, whatever. That's outside of your universe. It don't even really matter. So Source is saying for you, you don't have to overthink, that thing. Your anxiety about something is coming to an end. And Source is saying, and you will be sitting on your throne, carefully vetting your thoughts from now on. Now you're praying your way before you go into any situations, new job, new friendship, new romantic relationship, new anything, this new phase of your life. Source, I see an open road. And God has you covered on all sides. Like I said, golden blanket, and you are supported. That's what I have for you. Here are the questions for the moon and Aries for my Geminis. First question is, are you struggling with low self-worth? The second question is, are you procrastinating, perhaps stuck in a relationship or situation at home or at work that you're not happy with? The third question is, are you repressing your emotions and feelings and consequently feeling resentful? The fourth question is, are you holding yourself back, paralyzed in unconscious fear that stops you from taking the leap of faith into the unknown? And then last but not least is, if you'd known that you were fully supported, what would you do? Can't remember I gave you the questions or not. But anyway, source is saying to you, you've always been good enough. You've always been worthy, both coming from both sides of your family. So you definitely want to be grateful for your mom and dad's side of the family, whether you grew up with them or not, or whether they're still with us or not on this side, because a lot of gifts were passed down to you. You are incredibly smart, and that came from both sides of the family. But on top of that, you have this very meticulous, you deeply care about people to a point where you listen to what a lot of people don't want to hear in people. They just want, yeah, whatever. You hear that. And what you were also able to hear was people talking trash about you too. So that also helps some people too. But the energy that was assigned to you was like, nah, Gemini is the real deal. I mean, like, I don't know how they notice whatever stuff. I don't know who they watching. I don't know who they talking to. But source is saying to you, keep on operating in your gifts. That's what I have for you. I'll see you in the next video, Geminis, okay? All right. Have a great week. Bye.